recap for player inspiration, or do we want a DM recap?
I can recap.
Okay.
Chapter 23, Brother Husbands, Bromance at the Tanker. This review is brought to you by Brain Fart, the official whiskey of Date Rape.
Oh my god.
Grace and Billy left behind Sin and Chronometon at the House of Knowledge to do reading things while we go to a bar, well, his bar specifically, to do shit. Uh, because we were going incognito, we went for a shop called A House of a Thousand Faces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not quite sure if that was actually the shop's name or like yeah, still not sure if it's just the store's name or not. Back at the Black Lake, we encountered a racist elf,
Allegedly.
unsurprising, um, and bought a really cool changing appearance hat for Chronometon and a very old-fashioned circle hat, round hat. I don't know what that was called. I didn't put it down. For Billy is to hide his horns and to hide that he is Billy. Um, and then we went to the bar and we had a bar fight with our newly companioned little pirate dude that was kind of just stalking us from Vandover to here.
Uh,
Not really quite sure why, but he was, and now we're friends with him. We have another buddy. As we go to the bar, a fight breaks out regarding Billy's bar being completely different than what Billy remembers, and is having a old man episode where he's like, "This is not my bar. What the fuck happened to my bar?" And we fight. I killed two person. I mean, Grace killed two people accidentally. She didn't mean to. She didn't think they would die from a table. They're too weak if they die from a table. What are you, children? And that was it. Oh, the bar fight got taken down by the guards, but it seems like we just lied to our teeth, and there wasn't a fight, and people aren't. And we're here.
yes. I actually forgot about the table throwing. That was fucking great. God damn it. Yeah, of course it is. Sorry, player message. I responded out loud. Yeah, very, very solid recap. Just a quick clarification. Riven wasn't following you guys from Phandalin to Neverwinter. He was already in Neverwinter, and when he saw your caravan of like 40 plus people, it piqued his interest, and so he made his way down to the encampment where the villagers from Phandalin were setting up, and spoke to his new wife, aka his now brother husband's wife, aka Abigail slash Vanessa slash I don't remember the other name that you gave her. Um, and then got some information about you guys saving the town, or at least most of the people from it, and then set out to seek you guys. So he was only kind of stalking you like once you
He's
got to
stalking us.
Neverwinter. A little bit, yeah. Okay. So while all of that has been going on, we find ourselves back at the House of Knowledge. Uh, Sin and Chronometon, um, you guys decided to wait to speak to the curate, and excuse me, Billy and Grace headed out to go do some shopping and go to the bar. So as they part ways, um, Mila makes her way upstairs, telling you that she is going to go and see if she can get the curate for you, and that she will be down in just a few moments, either with news of bringing you guys up or come back later. Um, is there anything that you guys would like to discuss prior to getting information one way or the other between the two, between yourselves?
I think for the most part, I plan to stay the same mode. Trying to learn directly about field components, trying to go into fields that make sense to see essentially focus on the expertise of what inside there.
I could not
I agree.
understand what you were saying. I don't know if it's on my end, but it sounded like you were on speakerphone in a wind tunnel. But Sin agrees, so there's that.
Well, briefly.
Okay.
Please check.
No worries. Okay. So that is your overall goal here, correct? Yee. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see. I didn't see the chat.
Perfect. And let me just go back up really quick.
How about now?
That sounds so much
Much
better.
better.
Okay.
So much better.
For some reason, I was trying to play out of the PlayStation 5 controller, which is currently sitting above my computer fan, so
Oh.
turbine makes sense.
Yeah, it does. That definitely makes a lot of sense. Okay. So after a few minutes, and during this time, you guys see that a lot of the scholars and students in here occasionally will look up at you, but quickly avert their attention back to their studies at hand. Um, so I'm trying to find something in my notes really quick. Okay. After a few minutes, Nulla Dothwintle comes back downstairs and says that Melvin said he would see you, even just for a moment. He's very, very busy, but said that he would at least see what it is specifically that you needed to inquire about. Depending on the seriousness of it, he may ask you to come back at a later time. And she turns and begins to head back up the stairs. Walking up the spiral staircase, you see that this coils upward, almost like script etched into the very bones of the tower. There is age and a lot of wear and tear in the stones, but they're still beautiful, almost pristine in their aged form. You see that there are runes engraved at the foot of each stair, and they ascend with a gentle irregularity, reaching the second floor. The air grows thicker with the scent of incense and spiced parchment, and you hear like whispers of magical energy humming just at the edge of your hearing. making a left in the now open corridor, um, you see that the halls here are lined with mirrors, and you see that there are many doors. Many of them are marked with modest bronze plaques that say private study or restricted repository. And then the one that you stop at on the right says Office of the Curate. Nala stops and knocks, kind of looking at the two of you out of the side of her eyes, adjusting the rim of her glasses. And you hear a voice call for you to enter. Chronometon, well, actually, both of you guys, as you guys are walking down the hall lined mirror, what is your passive perception?
16.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 13.
Okay.
I think that is.
As you guys pass these mirrors in the hall, you see a shadowy figure out of the corner of your eye in the mirrors, slowly following and watching. If you were to look behind you or next to you, you see no one there.
Probably not going to say anything, but I'm going to be...
Okay.
Probably going to try casting... No, detect... There's going to be magic everywhere, actually, so... Detect
Yeah.
magic's not going to probably tell me a whole lot.
So you do or do not want to use it?
I'm going to hold off on it for now.
Okay. Also with a 16 chronometon, I am going to shoot you a quick message. Oh my god, not tower. My fucking autocorrect is so stupid. It tried autocorrecting it to 4 different things and then still got it wrong.
That is amazing.
I fucking hate it. It was like tone, tower, tonsil. No. None of those. God damn it. As the voice calls out to enter, Nala will open the door. And you see that this is an office of sorts. There is a almost vaulted ceiling, not quite, but like almost there. And it is painted like a night sky, but you feel this buzz, this hum throughout the room, and you watch as the constellations on the ceiling subtly shift and rearrange themselves sporadically while you guys are here. The walls of this room are lined with shelves. There are illuminated manuscripts, scrolls, there's rotating arcane diagrams that kind of flicker on slate and crystal panels. The floor itself is a mosaic of ink black tiles, each etched with gold in the shape of an open tome. You see a large oak desk that dominates the space, and the surface of this desk is impossibly neat, save for a small music box, a couple of parchments that are meticulously stacked, one tome, and then an inkwell carved from some kind of bone. Um, Behind the desk is a man that appears to be human, quite aged. His hair is white. There are small slivers of silver that kind of catch your eye as he moves, and it almost flashes in the light. Um, he sits up from leaning over the tome and looks at you expectantly.
Before the conversation starts,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts,
Okay. Let
and I'm not going to be trying to hide it or anything. So it's going to be very clear to him that I'm just casting the spell as soon as I walk in, but not necessarily doing anything that appears hostile.
Okay. As you are not hiding this, and he does not resist, um, you watch his brow furrow slightly as he just sighs. The surface thoughts that he has are along the lines of, I really hope this is not a waste of my time. I'm a very busy man. And then as you push a little bit deeper, you catch a little bit of, these people come into my office, taking up my time, and now they're entering my mind without my permission? Well, that's some gall. I kind of respect it, but it's also quite rude. Um, and then pushing a little bit deeper, you get. How do I want to word this? There's a pause, a lull for a moment as all words in his mind, all thoughts stop. And his eyes kind of narrow at the two of you. And he motions with his hand for Nala to leave, and she exits, closing the door behind you as you enter. What is that shift in the air? And he cocks his head, looking at you. And you hear, what is it that you've brought in with you?
His name is Sin.
No. There's something about him, but there's something else here. I can feel its energy. It's heavy.
I'm gonna start looking
So,
around the moment that's said.
before I actually bring it up, is
Mm.
there anything else in the 30-foot area that's I'm finding as far as Detect Thoughts goes? Anybody else that might be listening?
No. I think
Okay.
that for shits and giggles, like, you would get something from Nala as she's leaving about, what a strange group.
Okay. Forgive me for the spell. I don't want to have any prying eyes as we discuss this. What you're probably detecting is a book that I have in my possession. And I'll pull out the book, but just not open it, just kind of show the cover.
He leans forward at his desk. And how far into the room are you guys coming? Are you approaching the desk?
I'd be probably as far as, does he have any chairs on the other side of the desk, or is it just kind of an open space?
There's two chairs, and let me see. I might have a map.
I'd pretty much just be standing about as far as away as the chair would be.
Okay.
Just enough to be out of reach, but still close to be like regular conversation volume.
I'm gonna be like standing right beside Chronomaton, just slightly, a little bit back, just to make sure that he knows, like, hey, he's the one who's gonna be talking more,
Okay.
mimicking whatever he does.
Perhaps you would like to have a seat, sir, he says, looking at you, Sin, as you are still in your old man form.
Oh, yeah, I never changed out of that, right?
Mm-mm.
Thank you. I'm just gonna take a take a load off and just sit down. And like to see if Tom wants to also join me down for a seat.
Do you sit at all, Chronometon?
My legs won't get tired.
These are good chairs,
Thank you
though.
for the offer.
They are good chairs. What book do you have that is so important that you walk into my space and pry into my thoughts?
First, I would like to know, does the name Scarlet Arcanum mean anything to you?
He narrows
Yep.
his eyes.
I'm trying to get at least the surface level thoughts in that regard to see if there's a positive or negative emotional reaction, I guess, to that.
The initial reaction from his surface level thoughts is, why would you be asking about them? And he would ask you, why do you seek information on them? What is your interest with them?
I don't know much about them, but from what I've been told, it does not sound like that we share the same interest. But that's why I would like to get to know them, or know of them, just to be sure that I am making a wise decision.
I can assure you that if that is a group you are interested in getting to know or spend time with, then we have nothing further to discuss here.
And why would that be?
He narrows his eyes at you once more. He's become very, I mean, he's never been like warm and welcoming in the couple of minutes that you've been here. But you can feel a barrier go up in his mind, so to speak, almost closing himself off. Not actually affecting the spell, but you feel a bit of resistance and skepticism. I would like to know on whose behalf it is that you are asking about them. Who sent you? Why are you here?
I'm not sure if you've already been made aware. There's a group of refugees from the town of Phandalin that have just arrived. I have come alongside them and helped escort them to safety here. And the cause of this was due to an ice dragon attack. But it appears that this group is at least in some way connected to the ice dragon and to making sure that the town of Phandalin can at least be restored in the future.
Well, if restoration...
intention-
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
My intention is to make sure that that can be achieved, and so I need to figure out more about what this group is so that I can see what I need to do in order to safely achieve these goals.
If restoration or preservation of a town and its people is what you are aiming to do, I can assure you that your ambitions do not align with theirs. The Scarlet Arcanum is another name for the Red Wizards. Is that a name you're familiar with?
That's actually a good question. Would Chronometon know about them?
Go ahead and give me a history check. Sen, you can as well if you are interested to see what you may or may not have heard.
History check, you said?
History, yes.
I got a 10.
Okay. With a 10 and a 12, you guys may have heard the name before, but you wouldn't have heard much beyond that, especially for you, Chronometon, being fresh out of the box. It doesn't really ping anything in your server history. And then with a 10, you feel like you may have heard it before, but that's as much as you would know about it.
I'm gonna like pipe up and say, for the sake of old age, you obviously know you learn a lot and forget a lot. Would you refresh my mind about these red wizards?
The Red Wizards began as a cabal of powerful spellcasters. They'd divide their power amongst themselves, essentially. Each governed one of the 8 schools of magic, and their political structure centered around the Council of Zolkirs, with 1 Zolkir per school. The council ruled Thay with ambition, often indulging in intrigue and darker things like slavery and magical domination. But they had a sense of balance among themselves. That balance was fractured when Sastam, the Zulkir of necromancy, made his move. Ultimately, using a mix of politics and undead armies and assassination, he waged a civil war within Thay, ultimately seizing control of the government and killing the other Zulkers. There were some survivors who fled, but their identities and whereabouts are unknown. Under Tam, Thay became a nightmarish I can't not say that. Necrocracy. A nation ruled by the dead, essentially. Um, his followers, his believers, are now known as the Red Wizards of Thay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the party. He leans forward on the desk, placing his elbows and clutching his hands together and resting his chin on them. The Red Wizards are not merely bad guys in red robes. They are calculating and unburdened by conscience. If they pursue something, they will not stop until they have it, or until nothing is left.
Forgive me for one moment. I would like to cast another spell. I'm saying this to him.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to make sure that after a unusual sighting on the way here, that nobody else is trying to pry onto this conversation. So I am going to cast Detect Magic this time.
Okay.
And I'm specifically be on the lookout for anything that might be in the same school as any type of scrying magic.
Okay. Very, very cool. Just a second to bring this up. Let me think of how I want to word this. So, you would pick up a lot of abjuration and divination and illusion schools of magic. Um, you would get evocation from the candles that are kind of set on some of the bookcases around. Um, you would also get an illusion spell strongly coming from the wall behind Melwyn's desk. Um, Specifically for scrying, there is not anything that pings off on your radar. What you do get, and I'm actually going to drag you down for this part. We will be right back.
Oh,
Bye.
Looking like a double wide surprise.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So I cast fire.
I didn't ask how big the room was.
Oh yeah, burn down the fucking library.
I was about to say, you heard him. He said he cast Firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be alright. Well, I think one of us is going to be not vulnerable to fire. Actually, I don't know what
Yeah.
chances are for that.
You want to find out?
Maybe after we discover what happened at the bar.
Okay. So as he finishes saying this, he pauses, kind of scanning you guys for any kind of reaction, any kind of tells, and will say, does this sound like something that aligns with what it is that you aim to do?
It seems clear to me that they are the antagonists in our situation, so it seems like you do not hold them in high regard, so, and I believe that will be in our favor for trying to discover the contents of this book make them so interested in it in the first place. I have already begun reading into it somewhat, but there is one section that even with comprehend languages I am not able to read due to it being encrypted. And that is the area that I have come to you for help with.
What? May I see the book, please?
Before I do so, what is the divination magic that was present with you before we had entered the room?
You picked that up, did you?
Apparently
He
a
whined.
dog.
The moment
Give
the
me
magic was brought up,
just
he
a
starts
moment. Yeah, he said, I don't want you to know. He smiles gently. The skeptical Demeter apologies. Drops momentarily as he kind of smiles. I had cast augury. There have been whispers of less than positive things taking place. And I just wanted to see if I could ascertain as to how bad today was going to be.
were you able to find an answer?
Yes, the results were weal and woe.
Well, I hope that the results of this discussion will be more on wheel than anything else. And I'm gonna kind of just open the book to the page where the, at least if it's multiple pages, at least the starting page of where the encrypted notes would be. I think they were just handwritten notes or something like that.
He leans over, and you can see the intrigue and curiosity on his face. And he begins, let's have a look here. Oh, by the bindings of Denier. Then he looks up at you.
Is that good or a bad thing?
Where did you get this? As he reaches out and begins to kind of flip back towards the beginning of the book, ultimately wanting to, and if you don't allow him, let me know, to look at the cover and the spine of the book.
I received this book in Phandalin. There's a note that is more of a warning to the reader from an individual by the name of Bogentle, if that is what you're looking for.
I have studied his work, Bogentle's work, for decades. There have been rumors as he runs his fingers over the cover of the tome that he had created a book to contain knowledge, not preserve it. A book that was meant to keep truths buried from minds unready to receive them. I had assumed it to be lost or destroyed or pure lore. He closes it and places a hand on top of it. We should not discuss this here, and he'll slide it forward towards you. Please, come with me, he says as he pushes himself back from the desk and turns towards the wall behind him. And you watch as he quickly begins to draw sigils and runes in the air and push the air forward and then knock on the wall as the illusion fades. And you no longer see a wall with shelves, but a door. As he opens it, God damn it, I just saw Bogentle and Bojangles. I don't.
I had to. It was in my head the entire time.
Well, now I gotta go and read the whole thing. Chicken and biscuits. I do not believe that anyone is scrying, but if there is anyone who even has an inclination that you have this book, we aren't necessarily safe from scrying. This room here, he says as he's standing in front of the open door, is incapable of being detected or reached.
I have not seen any divination magic in our immediate presence, at least. So for the time being, I believe that we are not being investigated, but that is not to say that somebody might not already know about this book's presence.
You
Currently,
go ahead.
the only other people that know about this book are the people within our party like Sin, and then the one who had provided us with this book, who came from the Shrine of Luck back at Phandalin.
Ah. The Sister Giselle or something like that, right?
Is that a guess of her name, or do you know her?
I've heard of her. I've never met her, but I've heard that she's kind.
We have thankfully prevented her death after the dragon attack, and whatever her background is, she said it very casually, but she had at least 4th level magic capabilities due to the death ward that was placed on her. Either herself or somebody she's associated with.
Are there other sisters there? I thought they only had one in Vandalin.
That is correct. She is the only one. Did she have like a master or something at one point? Like some senior person that was no longer there?
They all do, but I don't know the intricacies of their specific order. But there at least should be some kind of higher up or mentor. At least at one point, if
Information
not
we have is
currently.
outdated.
Well, I don't get out of Neverwinter much. I prefer to spend my time here, researching and studying and preserving the arts.
Wonderful endeavor.
You must understand, as he taps his right finger on the codex, this is not a spell book. If this is truly what I believe it to be, it is an anchor point, an intersection between the weave and something else. It could potentially be sentient, and it is almost certainly dangerous, especially if they catch wind of you having it.
That appears to be in line with what I was experiencing earlier. I did get the feel that there was some type of presence, but it was not tied to any particular school of magic.
What kind of presence was it?
The only way I could describe it is perhaps organic, and it wasn't based in any certain direction, but more of enveloping, seemingly around me as I was holding the book.
He
But
pauses.
not necessarily hostile.
He pauses for a moment. It is said that Bogentil sealed 3 forbidden truths inside the Codex. What about death? What about time? And what about the end of the gods? It is also rumored that upon his death, his soul was bound or tied to the Codex. It is possible that there's some truth to that.
What would he gain from having his soul bound to the Codex? Is there a safeguard that one could create from sacrificing themselves in that regard?
Not one that I could think of. If Henny thinks a little bit more, I think that he was a man who was incredibly dedicated to his studying and his writings. It's a theory, I guess we could call it, that he delved so much fucking nerd that he poured so much of himself into the book in his life. That it was only right for it to take his spirit when his body ceased to function.
Perhaps this is just something that I do not understand.
To be quite frank with you, I don't fully understand it either. He was capable of things beyond my capabilities and knowledge. And again, these are just rumors and whispers. There are some who believe that he's ascended and had been reborn into the weave, or that he's not even dead and is just now immortal and out of sight. That there's no way of knowing for certain what happened to him or where he is or may be. Yeah, he's there with Isabel and Tupac.
So, could you help me with determining what this passage is about then? The information I've discovered so far is a series of spells from ranging from 1st level to 9th level, as well as this note where he signs off with his name and title of Keeper of the Arcane Pathways. And I'll share him the passage that pretty much confirms that this is the same book that he was talking about before, with containing knowledge.
Okay. And let me double check. Sorry, I have a lot of notes on this. Above the table, the codex is actually part of the homebrew stuff that I'm doing, so it's not in the module, so I've got to go through
that's
all
cool.
my notes. There is a book in the module, but it's completely different.
Just sharing the note that I have at least.
Perfect. That makes it much easier because I have like 12 pages on this fucking thing. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm just gonna pin that so. Okay. He will pull the tome forward, and as he does, kind of flipping through the pages, you see that the ink shifts constantly, almost rewriting itself at unpredictable intervals. And as he's doing this, there's one entry that he comes across that remains unchanged. And this particular section, let me bring this up, give me just a second. I'm sorry, it's chaos in my house. Give me just a moment. Okay, my apologies. He runs his finger along this section of text. That is interesting. I could potentially help with this, at least some of it. I would need to spend some time with it if you're okay. To see if I can crack what exactly it is that I need to help solve this mystery.
How much time would you need?
There's no way for sure. Let me see how long this lasts. Okay. I could potentially try to use True Sieg to see if that makes a difference. Doing that, if it was powerful enough, I could study the book for an hour to help reveal some of it, if not more.
While I do not believe you have any bad intentions, I made a promise to. I already forgot her name again. The
Sister Gazelle.
the si- yeah.
Huh?
I made a promise to keep this book safe, and that would mean that I need to keep it in my possession for at least within. Oh, Garel.
I would be more than
was-
happy to do this in your presence under your supervision. But to be able to unlock or understand anything, I would need to spend time with it.
I find that agreeable. Sin, I do not want to keep you if we are going to be just sitting while we wait for the information to become decrypted. Would you be able to, at least if you do not wish to stay, would you be able to inform the rest of them of what is going on here, and that I will likely be not returning to where we had set up our base camp for at least a short-term period of time?
Of course, I can make sure to do that. I just have one favor to ask. If in the future I'm gonna be talking to him now, we could have access to the library for a moment, how would we go about it? There are lots of books here that I would like to research. So,
I would be willing to anything's for a moment. For every hour you allow me to spend with this book, studying it, delving into it, I would allow you 2 hours of time perusing our library here. Under supervision, of course, he says, looking to you, Chronometon. Referring to him being with the book, not Sin.
I see. Thank you.
Would we need to acquire any official documentation for Sin to be able to browse, or would referring them to you be sufficient?
I could write something up for him. I would also let Nala know, so that if there were any concerns, she could handle it. If this is not agreeable for you, which I would understand with something of this caliber, we could look at potentially having you help with cataloging and organizing shelves, and in return for that, you could study for free. Or depending
That
on.
could also be agreeable.
Okay. There's also the option of purchasing time to study, or seeking a scholarship under one of our staff and one of the sages or scholars here.
Actually, I need to double check how something works. So, I have the Eldritch Scarf.
Mhm.
Does I need to? I can't remember. Does scrying work on things that are being stored in an extraplanar container?
Let me double check.
I feel like it shouldn't work, but I don't call for certain. Okay, it doesn't. At least
I was
according
gonna say I
to
didn't think
people
so.
online.
Um,
I was
double
otherwise going to
checking
ask
right
for
now.
something to be able to store this to help prevent it from being scryed on, but never mind.
Yeah, no, they cannot. Yeah.
Perfect.
The so scrying creates a sensor in the same plane of existence as the target. Doop doop doo. But objects in an extra dimensional space, like the bag of holding, portable hole, all that stuff, generally cannot be targeted by divination magic.
Perfect. Unless they are hiding in their own bag
Mm.
folding again.
Mm-hmm. So the bagman could totally do it.
Oh man. If there's a hand that crawls out
Maybe
of my
you shouldn't
scarf.
wear the scarf when you're sleeping.
Yeah, let Grace hold it.
No, just put it in the lead box. It's fine.
So for some
Aw.
reason, I know that I had a note for some type of magic I was wanting to see if I could find in the library, but I didn't actually copy it down, it seems like, so I don't remember what spell I was going to try and learn.
Boo.
I think it was Dispel Magic, but I need to
Would
look
be a
through the
good
spells
one.
real quick and see if anything pops up in my mind.
Would be a good one. Okay. So, Sen, are you staying, or you said you were going to go back and find the others?
Yeah, I was gonna go and look for the others to let them know what's going on now.
Beautiful. Okay. So you would know that they were going to the tavern. Billy had said it was his old bar. It is now called the Full Tankard. And looking at the map, it is. And let me actually reshare that. So, right here. And you guys are up here. Would there be any stops or shopping or anything you would want to do on the
I'm
way?
gonna like real quick before I leave to go and do all that. I want to make sure to like pull Chronometer aside and just let him know that that's not the person. Like the person's name that he was saying the entire time was not the. We got it from Gabriel.
Ah,
So I don't know what he's gonna do with that information. Just like be wary of that and just so he knows.
okay. Noted.
So he was still.
And then
So the guy was saying Giselle, but their name is actually Gariel.
Yeah.
yeah, and then it was
Okay.
also mentioned how there were like supposed to be other sisters there at the Covenant, and there was none. They had all went off to do something that we still don't know about. So just to leave you with that information, just in case you want to prod at that more, to see potentially who that person, or like what's going on. Or it could just be outdated information, but I just want to make note of that. And I'll be off on my way to go find them.
I respect it. So, Chronometon, are you going to allow him to cast True Seeing?
I don't think I have any reason not to, so yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So, real quick, I will give a quick little description for you. And then we will put a pin in this and go
Oh,
over.
sorry,
Go ahead.
actually, I would wait until Sin leaves before he casts it, just in case.
Okay, absolutely.
Forgot for a moment that he is the changeling.
Fair enough. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So, as Sin leaves, you watch Curate Melwin take a deep breath He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a polished gemstone, um, carved in the shape of an eye. And he holds it between his index finger and thumb. If it holds what we suspect, then the truth lies not in what is written, but what is veiled. He takes another deep breath, closing his eyes, continuing to hold the stone and placing his other hand over the tome. He begins to chant. The sound of the chant falls like water across stone, smooth, deliberate, and ancient, as he brings the stone to his forehead. You feel a shift in the air in the room. It becomes still, almost sacred in its silence. As he completes the casting of this, when he opens his eyes, his irises and pupils are gone. His eyes are milky white, but glowing. As he exhales heavily, placing the stone back into the robe pocket, you watch as he turns open the cover of the Veilbound Codex. Putting a pin into that, picking back up at the bar. Okay, let me bring up that other map. Not that it really matters, but to give kind of a refresher context for you guys. Instead, I'll go ahead and drop you on here. As I feel like you would be showing up probably close to the end or shortly after the guards had come and broken everything up, as things kind of died down. The fine gentlemen that the lot of you, the ones that are still alive anyway, go back to the table, kind of dusting off their booth back in the corner, kind of brushing off and kicking away the debris of the broken tables and tankards, as they scowl and kind of mutter amongst themselves. Cassia makes rounds, refilling drinks, dropping more drinks off, as Filbert, I think you had called him Filbert, takes you into the back room. And I believe you guys were all going, correct? Grace and Riven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful. Holding the door open for you, and walking in behind, and closing the door behind him. You guys find yourselves in a small office, essentially. Very shoddy's not the right word. It definitely smells like stale ale, and sweat. There's some crates and barrels in the corners of the room. Large plush chair, with a couple of wooden chairs across from it, and a couple of side tables. Fireplace against the right wall, and a couple of shelves along the walls that have knickknacks, some empty bottles. You see a bottle of brain fart, with the logo proudly displayed. Marcus walks over to the table, and pulls open a drawer. You hear some clinking as he pulls out 4 glasses and a bottle that looks familiar. You guys have all seen this before. Billy, you know immediately, right away, that this is a bottle of your. Oh my god, excuse me, I just had a brain fart. Do not tell me. Yeah, the fucking brain fart. It's. Oh my god, it's so stupid.
It's contagious.
It really is.
Just can't help it.
It's so bad. I have your war horn. Sorry, I don't know why I had such a big brain fart on that. And he pours into the glasses a heavy pour in each and hands them to all of you. My gods, Billy. I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again.
Probably hoping so.
Now, why would you say such a thing like that?
It's true, ain't it?
No. Gods, Billy. You have no idea how much I wish things were different. When the guards came and they seized Ram Ranch, it was chaos. Word around town was that you got mixed up in some shady shipping contracts.
I ain't mixed up with nothing except for you, motherfucker.
Whoa, 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 friend. I don't know what you're getting at, but I'm not sure I like it.
You're packing. No laughs.
Oh, you mean the fellas out there?
I mean, not just them. The whole posse. Whole crew you fuck with. That's why they came. That's why they took my bar. And that's why you have it right now.
Oh, it ain't my bar, Billy. I stuck around after Zolkin took over to try and help keep the place going as close to what you would have wanted as I could. Tried to keep the name too, but Zolkin said it was not, what was the word, marketable no more.
Given
I-
the state of things, I have high doubts about that statement.
No, I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. If I was... That was a one-time thing, Billy. We were both too drunk, and you know that we weren't supposed to ever mention that shit again. I don't know where you're getting these false allegations from. But you really think that I would have tried to talk you out of fighting? If I'd been trying to fucking avoid you? Hell, I would have fled if that were the case. I wouldn't have stuck around to share a drink and break bread with you. Can you believe they fucking serve food here? Tried to tell them it was a shit idea.
You never would have grappled, so I wouldn't put nothing past you.
He holds up his glass. You're not wrong there, Billy. Nah, not too long after you left, this fella named Zolkin shows up with papers and backing from the trade ministry. Next thing we know, the bar's open again under new management as he looks to the door. Cassie out there is the one running the place. I had no idea who he was at the time, this Zolkin fella. Just some coin-flush southern merchant with a fancy seal and cold eyes. But he offered me a job. Well, me and Tobias. What were we supposed to do? Turn it down and live in squalor? it's not fair. You don't know what I have and have not done. I tried to keep the bar as close to what you'd had it. I tried to do right by you. But I just work here, Billy. I don't have the money nor the brawn to take on a man like that.
Can't say a word. Look right. Can do nothing.
What would you have done in my shoes, Billy? A man's gotta make a living.
There's a million ways to make a living.
Throwing
All
table.
Yeah. All for backstabbing.
Ain't no bent. He says as the brain fart kicks in. There ain't no backstabbing I done. This man came in through the proper channels, he says, finger quotes. All this talk, revitalizing failing businesses, boosting the local economy.
Absolutely no reason to believe you.
He sits back in the chair and kicks his feet up onto the table, sitting in the chair sideways with his feet up. And why is that, Billy?
Well, dude, you're telling the truth, and I kill you. I still have to deal with this other Vilken guy. You're lying, and I kill you. Well, then I still have to deal with this Vilken guy.
Why do both of those options end up with you killing me? I ain't done nothing wrong to cross you, Billy.
Insight check.
Absolutely. This is a very nice, upstanding gentleman who, even though you just met him as you were killing his friends and he was fighting with yours, um, there's no reason that he would have ever wanted to have crossed Billy or done wrong. He's just an honest man trying to make an honest living.
Billy, I think we should trust him.
I wasn't sure I liked you after you killed my two friends out there and saw you chucking them tables around like an animal, but perhaps my first assumptions on you were wrong, darling.
He's not giving us anything. Maybe if he were to offer something of value, information.
He might just not know, Billy.
Well, how about we cut out the middleman and I can set up a meeting with you and this Zolkin man himself?
That's a start.
Outside of that and the little bit of gold I got to my name, I ain't got a whole lot to give you, Billy. Whatever it is you need for me to prove to you that I ain't done nothing to cross you and that I never would, let me know. If
Sounds
it's
Do y'all need to like get a room or something?
Is this
Cause I'll go back upstairs and eat a lamb. I don't need to watch y'all bromance.
last time you were here in Ram Ranch, Billy, and you told me to bend over, I took a headbutt to my ass so hard that I knocked my face in that wall and couldn't see straight for a week.
This would be a little strange for me as well.
Billy, you do your bromance thing. I'm gonna go back upstairs and eat a rack of lamb.
I thought you.
I'm gonna put the tab on you, sir. Thank you.
He just kind of gives a nod, and he'll look to you, Riven, and says, I thought you water folk were all about that booty stuff. Yar, give me your booty and all that.
If you wanna join them, Riven, no judgment here. Y'all can kink all you want. I'm gonna go eat like a lamb.
I'm gonna go get another bottle of rum.
How about this? How about you and your buddies just fuck off, and then you can come back when your boss is here.
That won't be a problem. I ain't working tonight anyway. You're gonna be waiting around a while. Zolkin won't be back in till tomorrow afternoon at the earliest. Probably closer to the evening. I can see if I can catch him and send him over sooner if you'd like.
That's get the fuck out.
You seen Tobias yet?
What?
Have you seen Tobias yet?
You haven't seen some bias yet?
Have you seen Tobias yet?
Oh. No. No? Was I supposed to?
No, just
Was he
wasn't
behind
sure.
the bar?
No, I just wasn't sure how long you'd been in town if you ran
Shady
into
he's
him.
serving drinks. I don't remember him having tits.
Nah, I just figured you may have been in town for a while and could have run into him. He should be in later. He'll be happy to see you.
Oh, we can fuck off too.
Is that any way to talk to your old friend, Billy? And he finishes.
Just looking at talking at all.
He throws back his head and downs the rest of his glass of the warhorn and looks at the glass for a moment before setting it down, standing up to excuse himself. As he reaches the door, he turns back to give you a wink. I'll be seeing you around, friend.
You better hope not.
I've missed this. As he leaves,
I won't miss you.
closing the door behind him. You are in the room, alone.
Peek around.
I absolutely give you an investigation check. Everything in this room is completely different than it was the last time that you were here. Everything about Ram Ranch has changed, and nothing about the full tankard feels right. Looking through the drawers, you find partially smoked cigar butts, a tinderbox, some crumpled up parchments with dick drawings. Nothing of interest or value. But that big chair in front of the cozy fireplace sure is nice.
Just walk over and light it on fire.
You're setting the chair on fire? What is it with you guys setting shit on fire inside of buildings?
Yes.
Alright.
Save me a third level spell slot.
Are you gonna stay and watch it burn?
No, just gonna make sure it's going decent and just walk out the door.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
Gonna burn down the bar. Holy shit.
You know what? I fucking respect it. This is so unhinged.
That's one
there a
way
second
of
floor?
dealing with your disgruntled boss.
I think at this point, as Grace and Riven leave the room, you guys, are you going back to the bar? Are you going to a table? Where do you guys situate yourselves at?
I'm going back to the bar and I'm gonna find my brack of lamb.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to the bar too.
Okay. Cassia is quick to serve you. And just kind of eyes you guys, like, trying to, like, not size you guys up, but trying to like figure you guys out. You know what? Too soon, Dorito. Too soon. God damn it. Um, at this point, you guys watch as the guys that were at the back booth get up and head out as Filbert comes out and gives a quick whistle and then the finger motion of "follow me" as they head out the door, all kind of glaring at you. And around the same time, Sin walks in. Sin, you see this group of 7 people leaving. And it kept getting censored. I can't imagine why. Are walking out, and you see Grace at the bar with a new face.
Grace, what happened to your old face?
I wanted to change.
After the
That's
encounter
really
with that
upset.
elf, yep, I was gonna say after that I would too.
Chris realized
Chris,
her kind is not welcome around here.
Yeah,
Hey, ya, old man. He still looks old, right?
unless he's
Yep.
changed.
yeah, still old right now while we're in here. It's like, hi.
Hey, ya,
Chris is
old
the only one
man.
I see, or
Yeah, this is our new friend, pirate, Riven. Meet Sin, old man.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, another one of the 4 saviors of Vandalin. There you go. I was meaning to meet all of you, but only 2 of you left when on their way to the bar. The other 2 of you stayed at the House of Knowledge. How did that go?
We had a talk with the curator. He decided to stay for a moment to talk more, while I decided to let you all know that he will be taking some more time.
Do
But
we?
everything went well.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Well, hopefully better. Just got out of a bar fight, got smacked in the face as the cop rolled in. Pretty good.
Did you win the fight?
Yeah, we threw a table.
Actually, it was very disappointing. I didn't get to see who won. They broke it up, everybody stopped fighting, and then I had to go listen to 2 men, Billy and his friend, talk about stuff they do to each other.
Butt stuff, mostly butt stuff.
Yes, they do that.
Very interesting, very interesting. Anyways, I was very touched by your acts, saving the people of Phandalin. I
We'll do what we can.
wanted to offer some services, and I've warned your friends, but I haven't warned you yet. We can talk about this over a pint, if you'd like.
Sure. I could always use one with a warning.
And I'm having such a hard time saying that word. Vandillions?
Words are hard.
Vandalilians?
Hard words are hard, yeah.
I don't know how to say that word.
Vandalians?
Vandillion. Okay.
That's how I'm doing it.
And I'm gonna ask the barkeep, her, what's her
Cassia?
Not Abigail. Cassia.
No, that's
yeah.
your wife, the wife that you and Billy now canonically share.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you know what? I love that you forgot her name too, because that's something else you guys have in common. Tunnel
Also,
buddy.
This is Billy's new husband. Husband, brothers. Brother, husband.
I was about to ask about that. See.
And then as I turn around, I'm gonna say, Well, if you're done looking us up and down, could you get me a bottle of rum and a bottle of whatever he wants?
Do you want to try the brain fart?
Do I want to try the brain fart?
No, I was asking Sin.
Yes.
Oh, it is bad. I don't
That
even.
is some vile stuff, old man. You might need like to sit down for that.
The art. Let me find the art of the bottle. Because I was just like spur of the moment, like, hey, give me a logo for this, and let me go and find it. And I don't remember
boy.
the description. It was like really fucking foul. It was like there's like hints
It
of
tastes
like
like bubble gum and cinnamon.
cinnamon and eucalyptus and like ethanol and
Pudding pop.
burnt caramel.
Was very good at making what was it, a whiskey?
Yeah.
That was turned out very delicious.
The lies. The lies.
I wouldn't say delicious
Oh,
is
that
the word
looks
I put it, but
interesting.
you know, it's one hell of a drink. It will definitely grow hair on your chest.
It is very, very foul. It was so bad that Billy spit it out. Um, like when you get it in front of you, you smell like bubblegum and maple and cinnamon with like rubbing alcohol and eucalyptus and bananas and like oak. And you taste all of that, and like every poor life decision that you've ever made, like you taste all of it as it
Oh wait, I
touches
didn't
your
start
lips.
drinking it. Yeah,
I'm,
hold
I'm just letting you know, like once you get there, like that's what you're gonna taste. It's every poor choice that you have made in the entirety of your existence is there at the tip
And
of your
also
tongue.
black liquid.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
This doesn't count as like water I can destroy, right?
It's water that'll destroy you.
Okay. Well, I lived a good life.
Do you drink it?
Of course.
Give me
Had
a
too many close friends. Gotta keep going with that.
give me a
And I don't
con
think that's
save,
a good
please.
idea.
Oh, I'll let you. That's a good idea. And this right here.
Oh
this is it.
my god. He said, I'll tell you, woman.
Your funeral. Grace has a shot
Sorrow and
of
Jerry
good
got
I mean, I've already
vodka
told the information
on
I
the
need,
side
so.
for Sin.
a shot of the Grey Goose on the side for Sin.
Yeah, so he can get that awful taste in his mouth, out of his mouth.
Sin, please give me a con save.
I want it to be known that like Sin has like never drank before.
Oh, this
So
is gonna be
this is also
so
gonna be
good.
very.
This is gonna shape
Just
the
a
rest of
con
your
save?
life. Yes, please.
Oh, I think that's it right there. Ooh.
Oh, solid. I was hoping for a fail. As it touches your lips and enters your mouth and makes its way across your tongue, you feel like time slows down as this liquid violates every taste bud from the tip of your tongue to the back of your throat. It's like sickly sweet, and it burns. And it's not like the liquor that warms your throat down into your chest. It like fucking burns.
Isn't this his first experience? He doesn't even know what that feels like.
Well, I'm saying for the player. I'm
No.
assuming you've had alcohol before. If not, then I'm sorry for making
Yeah.
that assumption.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. And instantly you feel ill and lightheaded. Um, and because you failed your con save, you don't throw this up. This is going to fester in your belly, and it sits like a rock. The aftertaste as you exhale, it's like one of those scenes in a cartoon where if they were to blow out, it's like fire coming out. That's how it feels. Um, the aftertaste, the aftertaste of bubblegum, bananas, and dirt lingers in your mouth.
Delicious.
and you just feel fucking nauseous. But even if you were to try and throw up, it does not leave your stomach.
Oh,
You okay there, old man?
I think he just had a brain fart.
Uh,
oh yeah, that's what you can call it. It's certainly an interesting concoction. Where are the others?
Billy's just over in that room. Decided to let him and Gilbert have it out, but he stayed in there and Gilbert walked out.
Gilbert.
So,
Fucking Gilbert.
God
right as you
damn
walked
it.
in,
God.
Gilbert?
That makes the butt stuff even funnier. Also, Sin, you have a -2 to all of your ability checks while this festers in your belly.
Damn.
Uh,
Oh God. Billy, are you
Oh,
closing
was
the
it?
door
Was
behind
it?
you? As by the way, as you walk out after setting the chair on fire.
I'll walk out with a small puff of black smoke behind me. Yeah.
I'm also very drunk. I've drank a bottle of rum by myself at a table and then gotten a huge fight.
You did. Touche. Real quick, what were you saying, Billy?
It's last call. Yeah, closing up here permanently.
I haven't got my bottle yet.
Grab it.
So we're leaving? Cool, let's go.
Hop behind the bar and see if there's anything worth taking.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Was the last one?
Cassia's still there.
Also, Riven, if you are drunk, and I should have taken that into consideration last session because that would have really been awesome, you are going to have disadvantage on attack rolls, dexterity, and intelligence checks. Actually, all ability checks, and a -2 to your initiative.
Nice.
Yes.
What
So
happened?
let
It
me
happened.
go ahead and post that for you. Sorrow and cherry cough syrup.
Oh, that would have made the fight so much more fun.
I know, but I wasn't thinking about it. No, Billy, there's jack shit. How do you get so many zeros? Like, I'm actually impressed. Yeah,
That's how I roll.
yeah.
It's not right in front of me. It's worthless.
No. Um, yeah, nothing of interest. You see the bottle of brain fart that's on the bar, but knowing how terrible that is, I don't think that would catch your attention at all.
Yep. Let it burn. Walk towards the door.
Getting your bottle as Cassia turns back around, I would hand you another bottle of Sailor Harry. Um, you pay for that, and you guys are all heading out with Billy.
wait, can we get one of those brain farts to go?
Absolutely.
As in like a bottle or like a shot?
Oh, if we can get a bottle of that would be excellent.
Oh my god. Yeah, it'll be one gold piece.
How many?
Sure.
Gilbert
they
said he
have?
would pay for us, so.
Take it.
I don't know who Gilbert is, hun.
Filbert, the one that bromance with the Billy?
He didn't say nothing about that before he left, and consider that he's not Gilbert or Filbert, I think you're full of shit. You'll have to pay up, darling. She's got 5 bottles of brain fart that are unopened.
Oh yeah, I'll take one.
Oh my god.
Just take them.
Yeah, thank you so.
Let's smoke brooms out of the door from the other room.
It's gonna take a couple bottles to go.
Well, I'm playing it that it's not coming out just yet.
Oh,
Because this is all
okay.
happening real
Oh,
quick. Yeah, I was doing some research, and it'll take some time to start pluming out. And she's not doing well on her checks and stuff. Um, she would tell you that that's all she can sell for right now. They've got to wait to restock up on some things. But if you come back in 2 days, they should have more.
We have more.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Do you really want to buy a bottle of that?
He's got an armful
what
of
is
5
it?
bottles.
Oh my
Yes.
god, you have 5 bottles of that? That's what you like? What the
Trust
fuck?
me, this will be useful.
He's gonna set on
Alright,
fire with it.
Grace will put down 5 gold. You get 5. All you, buddy.
Oh my
Thank
God. Tina's just sugar mommying all of the tables.
What can I say? I'm rich and off my table.
Honk honk. Alright. So, you guys are all heading out.
I was gonna buy a couple bottles.
Yeah, she sold you 1 more bottle of the Sailor Harry.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I should have called
Wait,
it the
so
Harry
we have
Sailor.
6 bottles total between the group? Because I need to do my money if that's what's
No,
happening.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Alright, cool.
But yes.
Well, since
well,
you
and
haven't
then-
met Chronometon, you want to go meet Chronometon at the House of Knowledge or whatnot?
Knowledge?
Knowledge?
Let's go get the gang back together.
Alright. As you guys head out, you walk a little bit of a distance. Without having to roll, your passives would be enough in this moment. At least Billy, for sure. I'm assuming you're listening, waiting for it. You hear a scream of, "What the fuck? You motherfuckers! Oh, fuck!" As Cassia starts screaming from the building, and she runs out, calling after you. "Fuck you! What the fuck?" And rushes back inside.
What did you do? What was that? Sorry, do you mind repeating that?
I said it ain't nobody's bar no more.
Did you burn down the bar?
Let's keep walking.
Alright then.
Of all the things that I thought was going to happen and all the directions I thought that this could possibly go, this was not even remotely on my radar, and I fucking love it.
We're gonna go to Waterdeep next, by the way.
We're gonna meet you.
Immediately board a ship.
Oh. Alright, so you guys are heading back to the House of Knowledge.
Yeah?
Cool. Alright. I think that this is a good spot to take our break. Get your drinks, your snacks, your potties, all that good stuff, and we'll come back in about 10. the stuff. And make sure it's still on the proper sounds. Okay, cool, it is. Okay. As you guys are heading back to the House of Knowledge, Chronometon. When we left off with you, Melwyn had cast True Seeing, and begins to pour over this codex as much as he can. Excuse me. Is there anything that you're saying or doing as he's spending this time with this book?
At least at one point, I would want to also bring up that one symbol that was in the crate at the very beginning, to see if he also recognizes it and sees if there's any association with Red Wizards as well, or if it's exclusively from the Underdark.
Okay.
Just if he has any extra information tied to that. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Just
the
for the-
upside down triangle one, right?
Yeah, with the 3.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So I'm about to dump a bunch of shit on you, and then I'll take some time to send stuff over. As far as the book, at first he seems overwhelmed. There's a lot of, huh, flipping through the pages and running his fingers over some of the writing that had been veiled, essentially. When the chained moon trembles and the weave forgets its name, the bound truth shall be only known to the unveiled. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Give me just a minute, guys.
She immediately unleashed something.
No, it wasn't
Just
me. Fucking Bo took a shit somewhere. I can smell it, and I
Oh.
don't know where it is.
Is that what the unveiled did?
This is no time for jokes.
You're gonna drop a bunch of shit.
Oh my god. Dude, there's no way. I'm so sorry. I know that we're in a session, and I know that I'm streaming, so to anybody watching, I apologize.
Gotta find that hidden bird.
I do. There's no way that's just a fart. It's fucking foul.
Full investigation.
I rolling a nat 1 or something, my dude.
Follow your nose.
Follow your nose.
To the horrible shit that's under your couch.
Maybe it's just on Bo.
It could be.
Alright, I'm so sorry.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I did. And I'm just frustrated. Like, he knows he's not supposed to potty in the house, but he's so fucking stubborn. Like, I've never had this much problems, like this many problems potty training a dog. And I will take him outside. We'll be outside for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and he'll pee, you know. But then he'll come inside and wait till I'm not like watching him and go pee or shit somewhere. And what he's done now, just now, is he went to a different spot thinking I wouldn't find it. So
He keeps stealing.
I guess. You know, how dare I? Very fucking rude. Very selfish. But I digress.
Wonder if he's trying to do it for like attention or something.
I don't know. I really
Because
don't.
you said he was like very needy, right?
Yeah, but it's because he gets plenty of attention from me, from Daniel, from the kids. I think he's just stubborn, and I think part of it is the people that we got him from. They had the puppy pads and stuff in the pen with the puppies, instead of like outside of that. So the world is his toilets, apparently, which it drives me nuts. And it's not his fault, you know, because that was how he spent the first 10 weeks of his life. But I'm like, my dude, nuh not today. But I digress. I apologize for that. So let me post that. He had said, when the chained moon trembles and the weave forgets its name, the bound truth shall be known only to the unveiled. I'm going to put that in our channel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'm going to be sending you a couple of blurbs, excuse me, via my notes document. Forward of the Veil-bound Codex. He's spending an hour with it. So he spends a little bit of time kind of flipping through it, kind of like a quick scan to kind of go over it. And what I'm going to do is send you a list of all the spells that are in here.
Unless there's more, I might have that already.
You have some of them. There are more.
Oh.
So I'm going to send you just the whole list. Because there's no way that this could bite me in the ass later.
Well, actually, that addresses one part, because I think one of those is what I was gonna try and get from the library originally.
Perfect. He would share this with you, and a lot of what I'm sending is just like condensed versions of it, and we can discuss it later outside of the game to expand on it, or if there are any kind of questions that you have, we can kind of hash some of it out as we need to. So he would share with you that the tome is bound in like a shifting reality, essentially, steeped in the knowledge of Bogentle and forces beyond time. Obviously, you know that this spellbook was originally the book of the legendary mage Bogentle, and it basically evolved beyond its original mundane origins, as he poured his time, energy, and essence into it. He would tell you that it now contains layers of knowledge that seem to have been inscribed by almost like different hands, or different versions of Bogentle across realities. He would tell you that some of the earlier notes indicate an intense fascination with manipulating time, and then some theories that Bogentle had developed before his disappearance or death, whatever it is that you believe. One of the theories is that the ley line flux theory, which is that magic is not a linear force. It flows in currents that can be disrupted by cosmic events. and that if manipulated properly, these events could alter the perception of time within certain zones. He would mention the law of chronal resonance, which is the theory that time does not reset cleanly. With each major disruption, echoes are left behind, fragments of past timelines that persist and attempt to realign themselves, more often than not unsuccessfully. And then the lost hour hypothesis, and that Beaugentle postulated that during the great magical upheavals, moments of time are actually erased, existing only in memory or within certain objects, such as enchanted books. So it's kind of like the Mandela effect. Um,
Okay.
He does not believe in toilets. Call him Bojangles. Jigga jigga. So
Are all these things also like notes or
yeah. I'm just
I
going
have
through.
I have them kind of copied down, but I probably missed some bits.
It's okay. Yeah, everything that I have that I'm saying right now, I am sending to you.
Okay, perfect.
I just want to make sure because he's only spending an hour with it, so it won't be everything. Doop doop doo. He would make mention of the obelisk and anchors. That obelisks are not just arcane structures, that they are anchors pinning reality in place. Each obelisk is attuned to a different moment in time, acting as a tether between past, present, and possible futures. And that if improperly activated, an obelisk can pull fragments of time through, manifesting as ghostly figures, entire structures from the past, or even events replaying as though they've never ended, kind of like on cycles. He would read a section on the veil and the rift, and kind of touch on this particular line. The veil is the boundary, the rift is the wound. If the wound grows, the weave shall bleed, and all shall unravel. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Sending that over as well.
So are all of these also just theories right now? Things like the obelisks are as anchors?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of what he is going to be able to share with you is theories or ideas or speculation from the codex, and a lot of it will be open to interpretation. You know, there are a few out there who thought that Beaugentle was fucking crazy. Most people thought he was an esteemed mage who should be studied and valued and respected, but then of course there's always the ones that are like, that guy's a fucking loon. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. In one of these sections closer towards like the back quarter of the book, he would make mention of you know, the writing kind of shifting slightly, becoming more frantic or frenzied, and these three phrases would be in there, more manic. The first is, the price of rewriting fate is paid in echoes. What once was may yet be again. The next is, beware the archivist. He watches the pages turn. And the third is, the veil can be lifted, but never sealed again. And then there are some notes from him on some rituals, which I am going to copy and paste. sorry for the dump on you.
Nothing to apologize for. I'm just kind of formatting it in my note.
And then with your symbol that you have shown him and inquired about, he ponders it. Let me bring this up.
And I would share what I know on it so far,
Okay.
including the information on like the
Okay.
sharing like that we know about somebody named or known as the Spider.
Okay. Oh, you're sharing it with him. That's right. The party's not there yet. Okay. Towards the end of his true seeing, before it completely ends, because he will spend time looking at the parchment with the symbol that you've given him, he does make mention of some experiments and echoes of fallen civilizations, but doesn't delve into that. And I'm just re-scanning my notes really quick to make sure that I'm giving you. Oh, and the last bit of, it's not the last entry, but at the back of the book, the ink that was shifting, but the one line or the one bit that remained unchanged is this. As he takes the parchment with the symbol on it from you, he talks, but it seems more like he's thinking out loud than reciting something to you or talking to you. This does not appear to be drenched or covered with any kind of illusionary magic or any means of shifting what the naked eye sees. This, I don't believe that I've seen this before, but I can't be certain. May I ask where you came across this or how you came to know it? Perhaps that would help.
My knowledge of it is unfortunately limited, but it is from what I've been made aware tied to my origins, though my own memory of them is lost. My first memory is already being on the surface while supposedly everything took place in the Underdark. But I do know that there are two others.
Would you mind if I made a copy of this so I could see if perhaps there's something in any of my books or within the walls of the library?
Sure. The symbol itself is apparently a maker's mark of some form, with the lines along the top representing myself and the two others that are apparently also like me in some way.
But you have no knowledge or recollection of the others or where you are from specifically?
Beyond the Underdark, I do not.
Fascinating. What are you, Drow? Because you're covered right now in your big ol' fucking hat and scarf and everything.
Hmm. You said your. The question was, are you Drow?
Mm-hmm. Or perhaps a deep gnome. You're not tall enough to be a drow. Not dense enough to be a dwarf.
My apologies. I thought your true seeing would give you insight as to what I am, but
Does that go through
I
Clovis?
am some form of artificial creation.
Well, it.
I
Oh.
have no organic parts.
You know what? I didn't even think about that going through your clothes. He wasn't trying to be creepy and like there was no consent, so he wasn't trying to like study you. That's gonna be my excuse.
You're just too focused on.
Yeah, yeah. There's more important things at hand. That is.
But I will at least take off the hat and goggles. Just realize, yeah, pretty much almost 100% of him is covered in some way.
Fascinating. I'm quite curious to learn more about your origins and, more importantly, your purposes. It is quite rare that anything good comes from the depths.
My stepmother comes from there.
Your stepmother. Perhaps you could get
Yes,
information from her on this work and your creation.
that is where I received this information so far.
And you're sure she didn't hold back anything else from you?
I cannot say for certain, but I can speak to her character. She is my mother, so I would assume that she would have my best interests at heart. I believe that is how that works.
Where is she now?
I do not know the details, but I know that she was somewhere in this city. We had not anticipated to see each other, but apparently her work had brought her over to this area.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember, did I know at this point after the recent encounter that she's Zentrum now? I think that was pieced together after the most recent conversation.
I think so. It
Do-
was definitely
do I-
hinted at.
Do I actually know what the Zentrum are? Like, are they? Do I know that they're not necessarily good people all the time?
I don't think anybody's told you.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Uh,
I believe her work with the Zentrum keeps her busy.
oh, you sneaky fucker. Mother is part of the Zentrum? How do you have so many people in your life that are connected to these terrible groups?
My mother is a wonderful person.
Well, if she's with the Zentrum, I wouldn't be too sure about that, sir. Does she know you have this? He gets very, very serious. It went from, like, intrigued and confused to panic. Does she know you have this?
She does not. Our conversation was limited to some brief discussions with another associate, and then about my well-being. Though technically I volunteered that information.
Poor Chronometon. The boy who wanted to be loved, forever neglected. Um,
Womp womp.
I would.
You can turn into Robot John at this point.
Oh, I'm here for it. I would normally not pry into familial matters, but if your mother or stepmother is affiliated with the Zentrum, I would strongly encourage you to not tell her anything about this. In fact, I would strongly encourage you to perhaps not have anything to do with her at all. The Zentrum, while they may not be as nefarious as the they, are not a good aligned group of people.
I cannot share the details of the type of work she is doing, and though admittedly I also do not know much of it myself, but
I was gonna ask if you did. I didn't think you had a
Like-
whole lot of information there, but wasn't sure.
though I can say that I do not believe that she brings any risk to myself or this book, though at the same time, I did not have any intention of volunteering that information in the first place, mainly due to my previous promise for keeping this book safe.
You must defend it with your life. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could be beyond detrimental.
I was going to defend it with magic personally.
Well, that is an ideal first line of order, yes. Isn't he fucking amazing? I love him. And so is John, but John's just such an easy target, unfortunately.
Yeah. You can't bully a child.
I mean, you
But you
can.
can bully a grown ass adult.
You absolutely
Well,
can
Valentine
bully a
wasn't born yesterday.
child.
It was like, a month ago.
Yeah.
But he's like our little
Mascot.
mascot.
Real quick, as the rest of you are heading back to the almost said House of a Thousand Faces, to the House of Knowledge, is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss amongst yourselves before reuniting with Chronomaton?
Willie, just
I'm good.
Really just lit?
rooting.
I love it. Okay. As you guys make your way back to the library, Nala would greet you, and then would escort you guys upstairs. Chronomaton is studying and enjoying some tea before bed. Simba.
A dick.
Ew. No, thank you.
Alright.
Why do you want somebody to study your dick? I thought their bromance was with Gilbert. Gilbert.
I'm
Whatever his
brooding.
name was. Is it because y'all broke up? What about your wife? Wait, does your wife know about the bromance husband thing? Is he also her husband?
Look, we're all just one big family. The world.
You sound like you don't remember who your wife is.
You changed your mind, huh?
You okay, dude?
Uh,
I know the breakup was like a lot, but damn.
It's okay.
Unfortunately for you, you're not really my type. As she kind of looks you up and down, but as she turns, she gives a soft smile to Grace. I like your hair, by the way.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Run.
Don't breathe my way.
Goose, goose. Duck, 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 goose.
Oh, you guys
Like
are
if
wild.
Grace
I love it.
finds somebody that she's attracted to, her neck will just extend in that moment.
Oh my god, her neck.
Get the springy sound effect.
Does that make it a neck boner instead of neck bones?
Yes.
An erection. I don't know.
It would be the
Neck
oink
rection.
sound effect and a little bit longer neck.
It's so girthly.
As she levels up, the neck just gets longer.
Absolutely. Oh my god. You know what it is? I need to put pigeons into this game.
Yes. It has to be a bird.
Oh my god.
Pigeons would then actually be everywhere.
Bruh, there is this game. We played our Strahd campaign on Sunday. I think it wasn't this week, it was the week before. And Tina had told us about a game. I don't even remember what it was called, but it's a pigeon dating simulator.
Hatful boyfriend.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. Oh my god, you know it?
Pigeon
It's a popular game.
dating
It's a very
simulator?
good dating simulator game. You should play it.
Doctor's the best.
How do you dating as a pigeon? Like, how do you
Yes.
understand what the other pigeon
Are you
is
dating
saying?
one
Pigeon.
person?
They speaking?
Pigeon.
Are you just like squawking? Is it like a pigeon or is it like a person
Yes.
with the head of a pigeon?
It's a person dating a pigeon.
Both.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
It's a full-grown person.
It's a
It's a
full-grown
person
person
dating a
dating
pigeon?
a high school pigeon. Well, they're both
Wait,
high
high
school.
school?
technically. I believe it was high school. I could be wrong.
That's worse than the whole bird fucking part. Like, this derailed so quickly.
Was it high school? I thought it was at high school. I swear to God, it was a
Yes,
high
it is high
school.
school.
Is the human high school too,
The world's
or
greatest pigeon high school.
Is a pigeon high school that accepted a human?
okay? So they're all of the same appropriate ages.
Sounds like a very
Yeah, they're
terrible
all
anime.
pigeon-aged teenagers,
Okay, it's
except for the doctor. The doctor, I believe, is an adult pigeon.
but he's not
Wait.
diddling the other. This. I mean, it went from
How could he
being
be a
weird.
teenage pigeon if he's a person.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
I mean, pigeons only live up to like 15 years. So, like, how old is a high school pigeon?
Like
Like,
8?
that's
Probably
not
less
it.
than that.
No.
14
That's-
to 18.
Well,
Pigeons die in high
pigeons
school.
in this world live to about adult human age, I believe.
I feel
At
like
least
they
that's
probably
what
don't
I
fly.
always assumed whenever I was playing. This was like years ago. I played this when I was in high school. I think.
Yeah. You
Came
know,
out in 2014.
I'm more confused about how this concept would practically work than the actual concept, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Just play it. Just play it. Don't think too hard. Just
I'm
play.
not gonna play this.
Yeah, you need to spend it on more important things like the Colonel Sanders dating simulator.
Yeah,
He'll give you his
There's no way
11
that's
herbs
real.
and spices.
that one's so real.
It's called I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
Oh,
A
hold on.
finger-looking good dating simulator.
Shut up.
No way.
I'm gonna do some behind the scenes rolls.
You're lying to me.
Take a look.
It's not a lie. It is a full ass. It's a full ass game. There's also a daddy simulator too. There's so many dating simulator games. It's
What
insane.
the fuck? It is on Steam!
Yep.
Yeah,
Got
to
a
the
90%
world.
rating
And
too.
you're
It's free.
and it has a really high rating. What are you
Oh, this is
rolling,
like
Heather?
This is like the anime himbo Colonel Sanders.
Nothing. Just ignore these. I'm
Why is
doing.
Japan gotta make everything weird?
Oh my
Actually,
god.
I think KFC themselves
They don't who will.
had this game created.
What?
I mean,
Yeah, publisher
honestly,
is KFC.
would.
Take a look.
This is awful. What is KFC doing?
There's an
He got a lot of
alpaca-
popularity.
There's apparently an alpaca dating simulator,
Oh my god.
a tank dating simulator.
Oh, what?
There's so many dating simulators. There's
Answer
one where you
mine.
can like date an airplane that's a girl.
Are we on break right now?
Nope.
Nope.
Yes.
It's free to play. It's got 90% rating on Steam. 12,500 reviewed.
That is fucking wild.
Bring me daddy.
12,597 actually.
Yeah.
Helicopter dating sim.
98.
God.
So, no, I'm sorry that I started that rabbit hole. I was just making reference to Grace or Azzy or Donaba or Quaxon finding love.
Yeah.
We went
Wait,
down
You
a
have so
very
many bird characters in your campaigns.
all of
The
them.
developer of this game is PsyOp.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
This is their only game, I think. Wait, no, they have two.
Psychic operation. It's like a military term.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
I
kind
know what PSYOP means, but like is PSYOP like a big company or something?
Probably not.
They only have
I'm
two
just-
other games. They're both free to play as well.
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of
Maybe it's
coincidental.
the government that's
Yeah.
tricking people into dating tanks or pigeons or
To dating Colonel
Fried
Sanders.
chicken.
Colonel
Fried
Sanders.
chicken. You're dating fried chicken now.
It's a government. It's government led. They want us to date Colonel Sanders.
Who doesn't?
I mean,
Yeah,
after,
they're-
with those pictures.
Sorry, derailed it. Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I almost said something that derailed it even more, but I'm gonna wait till after the session. So, Chronometon, as you are having this conversation with Melwin, there's another knock at the door, and Melwin would, who is it? And Nella would say, it's me with your friends, associates. And he would tell her to let them in quickly and leave, please. And she opens the door for you guys. And you see
Is his true sight art still on, by the way?
it's in like the last minute, if that. Just because I wanted them to see his
Oh.
like milky white glowy eyes.
Grace is probably in the front of the section, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she would just block everybody else's view because she's huge.
And so you see this human male with milky glowy eyes.
I was not expecting him to be human. Is
Yeah.
he okay?
He's fine. I haven't done
Is he-
anything.
Oh, your eyes are white. Are you blind?
No.
He's currently using magic to read the codex.
Ah, okay. All right.
He's cast True Seeing, and I look over at Sin real quick, or if I'm able to see Sin at least.
I would say it with Grace blocking the view, you can't see him. But the sight or true seeing. Actually, let me roll for it. Since I missed the whole close thing earlier, and there's new people up here. We're gonna roll for it. Your hair is white, you are old.
Also, I don't really know what Sin or Automaton.
Oh,
I kind of have the images to work with, but I don't have like a good idea like who I'm talking to.
yeah, guys, go ahead and give a quick character description of yourselves for Riven and Riven for them.
You guys go ahead, and I'll explain mine.
Alright, so imagine like one of those like typical stereotypical like old men from like the church, like the pub, like, you know, like really like kind of short, like hunchbacked over guy,
It's
you know,
Pope
just
Leo.
brown cloak. There you go. Yeah, just a really old guy, you know, gray and all that. You know, no cane because you know can still walk, but just, you know, hobbling around everywhere. Just imagine that for Sin right now.
Nothing wrong with that. That's never seen an old man, but sounds pretty interesting. In game, I mean, I've never really seen.
Sure.
Oh, I have. Try to block that part of my memory out.
Aw. I was gonna make a really inappropriate joke, and I remembered we're streaming. Ugh.
As far as Chronometon, whenever you look over, he's going to be mostly obscured by a massive pile of clothes. So he's currently wearing, a modest-looking robe. Has a scarf around. He technically has a neck, yeah. Has.
He's like Big Ed.
Trying to remember if there was anything notable about this scarf in particular. About its appearance, if it's anything that makes it look unnatural. I don't think so.
No.
It
Moen
does
would know
kind
what it
of
is, but
flow a little bit on its own. But as far as that goes, he's got a massive hat that is able to fit on his head, but is still very oversized in terms of
So I
his
can't see your
proportions
face,
here.
can I can't see your face, can I?
You will be able to see part of his face. The part of it is also covered by. He's got goggles of night worn right now, so he's got goggles that are kind of vaguely representative of like an owl. But otherwise, you see pretty much he himself is about 4 foot tall and has just a metal frame, and his head is just kind of a smooth whitish plate of metal that kind of wraps around in like a sideways oval shape, and then I guess you'd probably be able to see the general shape of what they would look like. The eyes are just kind of two like round lenses, and aside from that, yeah, you can see just mostly small mechanical frames around what parts of his body are actually visible, but they are all just kind of obscured by an ever-growing pile of clothes that will be put on top of him by Grace.
Oh, a robot? Do I know what a robot is?
you would, excuse me, I think at the very least you would have heard stories about constructs and stuff, but you would not have any point of reference specifically for this.
Interesting. Very short. What do you
Well, and I guess
call
you
it?
would probably notice that he only has 4 fingers. Not doesn't look like anything we're lost. He just has 4 fingers.
He just had
He was created
3
by
fingers and a thumb.
Midjourney.
Okay. You would be looking at 6 foot tall human male, and olive skin, some curly black hair, purple eyes, scar going across one eye, kind of like a chin strap beard and mustache going on. Uh, he'd be wearing like a studded leather jacket. Underneath, he's gonna have like a red vest and and then a white shirt fully underneath. Have some deep cuffed boots, like the ones that go up like halfway up your shin, like fold back down. Uh, yeah. And he's gonna have, and most importantly, he's gonna have like a little red bandana peeking out from, uh, like a three-tipped hat, like a
What are they
like
called?
a,
Tricorn?
I don't know exactly.
We're talking about one of those.
One of the pirate hats. Best frame of reference would be Jack Sparrow's hat.
Okay. So I think, given that I don't recognize Riven, Chronometon would probably stand in front to try and block the book and kind of cover Melwin, even though he likely can do more damage than me in terms of magic.
Oh, no need to be afraid.
But
I was waiting for you guys outside the House of Knowledge, and I ran into your friends here.
Don't be afraid. I'm just stalking.
He's been stalking us since Fandolin. But I think he's a good person.
It was very. It struck a chord in my heart when I saw you saved. I'm not saying Fandilians. The people of Fandolin.
Fandalonians. Fandalandalians.
Fandolin.
And I wanted to offer you my services. I have some connects around the city, underworld, and I heard some rumors about you. I thought some information might help. And better yet, if I could tag along and help out.
I apologize if one of us struck you in the heart. I believe Sin is good with healing magic, so he should be able to assist you there.
God damn it. Point of inspiration.
Oh, is that why you are stalking us?
No.
Does sin catch your eyes?
No.
If you need compensation for the damages, I believe Grace should be able to assist.
Yeah. Oh, assisting.
simply
I
meant
got you
I
a
was
new
go-
hat.
Kanamton tilts his head.
No. It's a hat for your hat. It's a magic hat. You don't have to attune to. It just does stuff magically. And then I pull out Chronometon's big wizard hat and put on the hat of the sky hat, and then put back on the wizard hat. It's not attunement, right?
Let's stay on his head.
Because whenever I was using it, I didn't think we needed to attune.
Just a second. No, the hat that hat does not need attunement.
Now you have a hat within a hat. You're welcome.
Let me see. Would that work?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? This one.
Yes.
Hold on. I think I pulled from the wrong book because it's showing it needs attunement on this item, and I don't think it should. Let me go back and double check. God damn it.
I just assumed we didn't need attunement because the
Yeah.
racist elf was able to like put the hat on, do the magic, take it off, put it on someone else, do the magic.
Let me double check because I didn't think it did.
Well, you're the DM, so not to.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
I'm gonna say no. Though everything else is telling me I'm wrong, I didn't think it did.
Yay!
And I think that it's because we did not have Irina attuned to it. I'm sorry, Isabel attuned to it. I think we were just like always in the motions of doing everything and making dick jokes. So we're just gonna say that no, it does not require attunement.
Cool. Now you can do disguises and like have skin and
But
stuff
I
and
need
hair
to.
and like eyeballs. I think. Well, I don't think physically. You would have it visually.
Let me Google.
By the way, should I add the hat over from the items?
Oh, sorry, I was dragging it over, and that's why I was like, wait, attunement.
Okay.
My apologies. Okay, so that should be in your inventory now. I'm just gonna click attune. I'm giving you a 4th slot, just to make up for that.
Neat.
Neat. Oh. Let me. The traveling hat of disguise. You know what? Point of inspiration.
God.
Thank you for that. Coming in clutch. Um, let me
Is
see.
skin a necessary requirement?
Uh, so technically, let me see. You can't benefit from more than one magic item of the same kind, such as two. Okay, yeah. So you won't get benefits from both, if they're stacked.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Aww.
As in, I'd have to unequip one and equip the other.
You don't have to unequip one, but you're only going to gain benefits from one. And you would need to decide which one it's going to be.
Like benefits, as in like hey, for the day in this case.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd say that, and I won't because I'm not having it take attunement for the Hat of Disguise. Um, you wouldn't have to break your attunement for the Hat of Wizardry, but while you are going to, like, if you say today I wake up and I'm going to only use the Hat of Disguise, then you won't be able to benefit from the Hat of Wizardry until the next day when you declare it.
So it is an attunement item?
The Hat of Disguise, no. I mean, technically yes, but at this table, no. But because it's a magic item, you can't benefit from the benefits or effects of both items. So he can only use one at a time. He can wear them both, but if he's going to say, hey, I'm wanting to benefit from my Hat of Wizardry, then the Hat of Disguise will have no effect. And he would need to declare. Does that make sense?
What if I were to, for example, start off the day with the hat of Wizardry, use its effect, and then just take that off essentially and wear the Hat of Disguise? But that's so that in that case that would be where I would wait until the next morning to do that switch.
Let me read the wording on this really quick.
Mainly checking because Hat of Wizardry is like a once a day feature anyways, so.
I would say that if you start your day off using the Hat of Wizardry and you decide that you want to use the Hat of Disguise, then you can swap, but it would negate the Hat of Wizardry for the remainder of the day.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So, yeah, so before I use the Hat of Disguise, I'd want to use up the Hat of Wizardry so I don't miss out on whatever benefits I can get from casting a different cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay. I can definitely do that.
I get their reasoning for doing that. It just makes things harder.
I'm just double checking the features. Yeah, so in that case, I will put on the Hat of Disguise. I think, in fact, I already used the Hat of Wizardry today anyway, so I'll just focus on on the Hat of Disguise.
I'm excited to see the updated art now.
I need to figure out what he would look like as like a person with skin. We already have him with lips, so.
Oh yeah, those weird human lips.
In fact, yeah, that sounds like a good start. He's just gonna have lips.
I love it. Give me just a second. I'm gonna lose reception for a second.
Banana.
No, I gotta feed. We're feeding schedule around so he won't shit in the house in the middle of the night.
Yeah, he only gets to shit in the house during the day.
Okay, sorry. Like I said, we moved Bo's feeding schedule around so that way he'll be less likely to have accidents in the middle of the night. so you are currently going to be using or focusing on the Hat of Disguise?
Yep. So I put it on. I'm immediately gonna use it, but I do not know what I'm supposed to look like yet. So I'm just gonna have lips.
Okay, I
And-
like it.
So head will be a little more head shaped instead of just an oval.
Oh my god.
I
Did
guess
you
less
just
egg-shaped.
make lips, Chronometon?
Now I look more like a human, or maybe it'd be more of a halfling.
Uh-huh. Those are very nice, realistic human lips, Chronometon.
You out here looking like a Kardashian. Oh my god.
Oh, the little
Certainly
kid
quite-
human child one.
Certainly quite something.
Also, Chronometon, give me a insight, please.
Yeah.
Alright, message. So as you guys have entered, Grace, you're the only one who saw the milky white eyes.
And I kind of just generally announced, even if I didn't see Sin, I was still gonna say out loud about the true scene, in hopes that Sin would hear me in case he's trying to hide his form.
Yeah, do I would hear that, yeah?
Yeah, he says it out loud.
Right, yeah, I'm just gonna take a few steps back and just be wary about this. Like, oh, yeah, there's some books over here.
You kind of smart,
Are you saying that to Melvin? Or Melwin?
yeah.
I am quite intelligent, actually. I'm a curate here at the House of Knowledge, and quite, quite capable at what it is that I do here. I'm so sorry. Are you guys drunk? It smells like bubble gum and burnt.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. We got in a bar fight.
Oh.
Yeah,
The
I don't think they have porn here. Do you have porn here?
These are my companions. Look back over at Melwin.
Hi, Melvin. Oh wait, I don't know his name. Hi, I'm Grace.
You were there whenever the name was first said, actually.
Oh, okay. Hi, Melvin. I'm Grace. Nice to meet you. Did you like do the thing with the thing and it's done now?
His name is Melwin.
I am liking this child look less and less as you post more and more pictures, man.
I love
What the fuck?
how many of our
is
sessions.
he
Oh
green?
my god! You know why? Chocolate.
Oh my god. My plan of cute little child chronometon now is just green. I'm offended. Also, it's kind of cute in a really weird way.
It makes me think of
I
Tales
feel
from
like
the
you'll say that
Crypt.
about most things that are horrifying.
It reminds me of
Yeah.
Withers from Baldur's Gate 3, but
Oh, kind of.
yeah,
I can see
give me a
that.
Withers vibe.
This is awful.
Yeah, just wait. There will be more. There will be more, and I am here for it. I feel like over the last few weeks, there's been at least one of our tables. I think it's been the Strawden mostly, but it's starting to roll over into the other ones, and I love it. We'll start with a piece of art, whether it's an NPC or a PC portrait or something, or a situation that gets turned into an image, and then it just like increasingly becomes more and more unsettling and disgusting. Like the vampire is covered in shit with pink eye. He would tell you we do not have port. At least I don't. I'm sure there are some of the more adventurous scholars here that may have some of those in their possession within their respective offices or studies, but I do not. I prefer tantalization of the mind over the body. Ugh.
Now we over here.
Please don't pee on anything.
I'll try my best. I
What-
make no promises, though.
Would it perhaps, and he kind of leans into you, lowering his voice slightly, Chronometon, would it possibly be better if your associates waited outside?
I do not know. Do they bring any harm to this research?
Well, they're a little drunk and he whispers this. If you guys are trying to pay attention, you can roll perception. Otherwise, I'm messaging this word to you. Oh my god. Bleh.
You're getting
Being
worse and better at the same time.
drunk. Is
Now it
Billy
just
the
looks
one
like
with...
the guy from Eggman. There we go.
Yeah, you do. You're the one with the amulet. That's right. Dooba-dooba-doo.
You pay attention to this. Would this be perception?
Yes, yours is at disadvantage.
I'm just waiting for the perceptions before I respond.
Okay, so Billy did hear it as well.
Okay. From my understanding, they come from a variety of culture.
I'm sorry, perhaps uncivilized would have been a better word. I mean, no disrespect, but... Any...
Take it, nerd.
God damn it. Ah, yes, case in point, my friend. Yes.
Are you suggesting they might not be from a city?
I'm suggesting that they may not have the proper wherewithal to contain their behaviors and bodily functions in my office in the sacred house of knowledge, where
That is a very real threat. Or risk, not threat.
I feel like a threat is an acceptable word in this situation.
I don't think there's any threat. I have not witnessed any orgies going on in here.
Excuse me?
Did you make a mistake that was requiring you to be excused?
No, I just was not expecting that response or topic. Though I guess if your friends are asking about pornographic materials, it should not be surprising that that would also be something that would come up in conversation.
So, like, y'all do spell things, right?
That is part of it,
And-
yes.
And this, like, path of knowledge does lots of, like, looking for spells and other shit, right?
Yes, and cataloging and preserving the information and knowledge so that others can partake in the joy of this knowledge and archonic materials when our time here is done.
Do you happen to have, like, some sort of magic or like, whatever y'all do when y'all find looking for shit? To find, like, a person with a very vague description? By any chance?
How vague of a description are we talking about?
do I have a picture of? Does Grace have a picture of her dad?
I don't believe so. You've just
I
been
don't
telling
think so.
people I think he looks like me, but male, essentially. Is
So,
I think.
like a very tall, probably olive skinned, maybe with gray hair, maybe not with gray hair. Very big.
She's
Is
looking for
able
her
to
father.
do shifting of sorts of like animals.
His eyes kind of glance over to Sin momentarily when you say shifting.
No, like a werewolf, but from purpose, purposeful werewolfing.
She's describing a goose.
Yeah. I believe I got this from my dad. I don't. I've never asked my mom if she can. I probably should have asked if she could do this before I came to town, and she probably can't. I don't think she can. I feel like she would have like told me I am her daughter, but my father can shift into a weird goose like I can. That's all I know about him. I'm looking for him. Do you have like a spell that could like a compass spell that can point me towards his direction?
Well, the only things that I can think of with such a vague uh, description would potentially be a divination spell, um, but it would not give a location. It would just potentially give clues that could point you closer to finding the person that you are seeking. I'm sorry, your father. Um, Everything else is going to require a bit more knowledge or information of the creature. Um, Scrying would I would need to know the creature or have a likeness or something of theirs to locate creature. I've not seen this person up close, so I couldn't do that. Uh,
You have her daughter, his daughter. Is that not a thing of his that you can use to describe? But I'm just uncultured, so I may not know that shit.
Wait. Yeah, I did come from his sperm, if that's what you mean. Does
Well,
that count?
it could potentially work. I've never tried using another person before. Your barbaric friend.
That's such a good idea, Billy. Man, this will make my life so much easier looking for my dad. Can you like do that? How much do I need to pay you?
Well, that could be discussed as he looks to you, Chronomaton. How much time are you planning to spend in Neverwinter?
Is that being directed to me specifically, or
Yes, to you.
back to Grace? Okay. I believe that is still not entirely determined, though we, at the very least, likely have a few days.
Would you
I do
be
not know what has transpired since our arrival, but I know that there is still a lot to do while we are here, especially with helping settle the people of Phandalin in the meantime.
would you perhaps be willing to allow me more time to delve deeper into the codex while you're here?
I would still like to be present for these moments, but I do not have any objection to it.
Well, of course, I would not dream of having this outside of your supervision and presence. Um,
And as a precaution, or not precaution, as a way to confirm, I'd like you to share the name of person you had at least been aware of back at the Shrine of Luck back in Phandalin.
it was sister something like Giselle or something with a G. Giselle Grace. Giselle. I'm not sure. As I've said, I've never personally met her. Just heard names in passing. Uh, so I have no first-hand encounters or experience or knowledge of her.
I understand. I wanted to make sure in case there was any activity that I should have been discerning of back at the Shrine of Luck.
How do you mean?
But Sister Grail is with us in Neverwinter now, so perhaps she's somebody you would also like to talk to, given she is the one who had a possession of this book before it was turned over to me.
I would absolutely love to have some time with her. If you would, the two of you, or a lot of you, would be willing to spend some time here. I'm quite curious as to how she came into possession of this, and if you had saved her, why she would give it up so freely. Did she? But I could ask her when we're able to get together. But did she give a reason for giving it to you so freely and openly?
She had barely survived the attack from the dragon, and we are, at least from my understanding, the most likely to be able to take advantage of this book to address the problem. And so we were originally going to be meeting with another individual who could answer the questions within this book, but aside from being in the opposite direction of where we needed to travel for the refugees, we also could not be sure of if that person could be a threat, considering they are, I think we knew they were a banshee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So considering they are a banshee, but thankfully, thanks to Grace's assistance, we were able to rescue her from the rubble of the shrine.
She's quite fortunate that you were there to prevent her untimely demise.
That alongside the death ward spell that was cast on her, apparently.
Yes.
And we do got a real good healer too.
The gods favored her greatly that day.
Unfortunately, not enough to avoid dropping a building on her, but through our group's combined efforts, we were able to help prevent further tragedies.
Build it out.
I'm just trying to talk up the group, considering the first impression.
Stop it.
I would absolutely love to speak with her some more. Perhaps you guys can bring her by in the morning.
What time is it at this point?
It's getting into. I mean, it's been evening. They had dinner at the tavern. They were probably there for hour and a half, maybe. I'd say two tops, depending on how much time they wanted to actually like drink and kind of commingle together prior to all of the fun and exciting events taking place. To well, no, probably closer to 2.5 to 3 because it was a bit of a walk and they did their shopping. So it's probably close to like 11.
I will see about returning tomorrow then, and see if she can also join us.
I would appreciate that greatly. Now, for you, he turns and looks to you, Grace. I've never used a person for this. Normally, I could use part of them, lock of hair, bit of nail, or something of the like. Um, so I,
How about really old sperm?
excuse me, what? There's a lot of questions that I have about all of you. You carry your father's sperm with you? I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this anymore.
As in, like, I am his daughter. I'm made. You know how babies are made, right? When a mom and a dad really loves each other, they have sex, and then
Yes,
that's how yeah.
yes, but that you are not old sperm. You are the byproduct of his sperm. You are the outcome of his outcome.
Yeah, but like technically, if you really want to
Nope,
be technical
I
about
don't
it,
want
I'd be
to.
like a
Nope,
24-year-old.
nope.
You know,
I
whatever makes you happy.
nope.
If it can work, that's great.
I don't know for certain that it will work or not. And the more you talk, the less I'm sure I want to try. Uh,
Given the goose aspects of your anatomy, is there any potential difference in how your father and mother had mated that could be a factor here?
Well, from what my mom told me, he came in during like a storm. Yeah, he did. He
Oh my
came
God.
during a storm to town, and he was a traveler. He sold shit and stuff, and they fell in love over like a very short 6 month period where he like comes into town, kind of like a you got a bitch in every town as a pirate thing. But I think this one was just my mom and him. I don't think he had other people. But yeah, like it's like a 6 months to a year. They got together, then they fucked, and then I existed. But then one night he kind of just ran away after he transformed while they were doing the deed, because something about a full moon. And then he just ran away, and then I was born like a few months later. It was a wild story. I don't really know if everything is true, but my mom misses him a lot, even though he kind of just left her hanging for 24 years. Kind of dick move. But she wants the closure, and I want her to be happy in her old-timey years.
that's very kind
Have you
of
not
you
cut your mother down since then?
Oh my god.
What? Why would you cut? Oh no! It's a term of phrase, chronometon.
That is
That's a very morbid phrase.
It's we gotta teach you more phrases, chronometon. We gotta teach you curse words.
It was very kind of you, out of the love for your mother, to go on this wild goose chase.
Literally,
Uh,
literally goose
uh,
chase.
Yuck.
But yeah,
Shut up,
looking
Max.
looking for my dad. Use me as a magic component.
I hate all of this. I hate everything about this so much. Um, and I'm not
Do you
even
have
gonna.
any of the egg from which you hatched?
My first thought, and I'm trying not to be a juvenile DM. I'm trying to be a serious DM right now. But I will tell you that initially, after this blurb that you shared, Grace, that he was gonna wipe up and take DNA off the side of your mouth, like wiping the side of your mouth. But because I am a mature adult, we are not going to do more semen jokes.
Just call her mother over and have her squat for a moment.
Like they lived together for like a good 6 months before having me. So they met 6 months, and then they lived together another 6 months, and then I existed. But like some reason during one of the full moons before I was here, he freaked the fuck out, turned mid doing it, and then almost destroyed like the house. He got scared and left. That's That's what my mom told me.
Your mom was only pregnant for 6 months?
No. So 6 months, they dated, like they romanced each other, and then they moved in together. And another 6 months, they lived together. I never was around for my dad, so like he left before I was born. But it's like a year relationship. But like, I wanted to make it more specifically that she is, I'm a bastard technically, but she did take her time.
Just curious. They knew each other 6 months and then I was born.
Nah.
You're looking for the wrong guy.
That would be hilarious.
Can you imagine?
But I don't think there's like a lot of shifters in my town. I think I'm the only one. At least that's really all I see whenever I shift. I just, like in the moonlight, I shift sometimes just to have fun. And I don't ever see nobody else.
What do you turn into?
You saw what I turned into in the fight.
I thought that was just my mind losing me.
Nope. You weren't drunk. That's just me.
Bye.
I mean, what?
And then like I transformed back, but like yeah. It's really nice. It's a very convenient skill. I can just reach top of the house and like re-roof it too.
What?
I did a lot of manual labor whenever I'm in goose form.
Tina's
This
living out her
description
Napoleon
is-
complex in
I was about to
character.
say, this is the description of somebody who's not been tall.
Yeah.
I've only
Reach
ever
the
known
top of
short
the
life.
house. Tall people don't think about reaching the top of something.
We just do.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Oh
I
my
was so
god.
tall I could reach that shelf.
That must be nice. I can't reach the middle shelf of the fucking cabinets. It pisses me off.
We need to get Tina a dollhouse so that way she can actually see the top of a roof.
Rude and unnecessary. Rude.
So
You have a kitchen
necessary.
steps-
Only one?
We have
Oh
multiple.
no, it's like a step stool dedicated to the kitchen.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
There are other steps,
Yeah. I wasn't kidding when I said
including a
I can't
6-foot ladder
reach.
for whenever she needs to,
Oh, I'm.
sit at the dinner table.
You fucking bastard.
I just pictured her in a booster seat with her feet just dangling. Oh man, that's amazing. Okay. So, do you know your father's name?
Yes. Jeffrey Greyclaw.
Jeffrey Greyclaw. If I may, he reaches up towards your hair and pauses, waiting for consent.
I don't think you can reach. Grace just like tug like a piece of hair and give it to him.
Thank you very much.
Is this guy like 7'11"?
I mean, he's not short. He's taller than 5'9". Oh yeah, giggity. He's probably like,
Because I don't think he can reach my head even with his arm length at 5.
That's levitate.
I mean, he's a human,
Oh,
so
levitate, yeah.
he's human. So I mean, average height according to some people is like 5'9". To the rest of us, that's kind of short. So I mean, he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Heavy's not even here to be.
He used to get so annoyed when I say he's short ass little bitch. You remember when you could just like hear the audible disappointment when he'd sigh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that fucker. I hope he's doing all right. But yeah, he can reach it, but as you pluck it out yourself, thank you. And he turns and goes back by his desk. I think at this point, because you guys did not use the the secret room prior to the rest of the group returning, and before, like after Sin left, but before he cast the True Seeing, he would have redone the illusion to put the wall back, essentially. And he goes back behind the desk and opens one of the drawers and pulls a couple things out. A small bowl, like a is it a pit and mortar?
Mortar and pestle.
Yeah, that. Thank you. Pulled out its pistol, the mortar and pestle, and a couple of like dried herbs and things like that, and puts it all into the. Which one's the bowl? Which one is the container and which one is the grinder?
That's the mortar.
The mortar's the
Mortar,
bowl?
bowl.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Asking for a friend. Let me just write this down so my friend doesn't have to ask again. um, and begins to grind the herbs and everything to get there. And then we'll take Grace's hair and begin to grind that into the mix as well. All the while chanting. Let me see, what languages does everybody speak? Does anybody speak Celestial?
I do not.
My most intelligent character only knows one language.
Wait, you said Celestial?
Yes.
Hold on.
Wild that John speaks like 6 languages, but Chronometon just speaks common.
I know.
Nope, I don't. Damn it.
Okay. So none of you have any idea what it is that he is speaking, or speaking about, what he is saying. But you watch as a bit of like doing it from behind, and he says the full moon. Oh my god, I just read the chat. Sorry. There's a bit of like the air stemming up from the motion of his grinding thickens a bit, and as he is chanting and inhaling to begin chant or to continue chanting more, he kind of inhales this essence that is building up. And you watch as his eyes flutter slightly before momentarily rolling to the back of his head as he says the name Jeffrey Greyclaw. With these last words, the pestle and mortar fall from his hands as his body goes rigid. The eyes remain rolled into the back of his head. And he doesn't really seize, but there are little jerks in his rigidity for what only lasts 15, 20 seconds. For him, it feels like much, much longer. As his body relaxes, he kind of slightly topples onto the desk in front of him, having to catch himself and hold himself up, breathing heavily. You see that he has just in this short period started to perspire a bit. And it's quite obvious that that took a lot out of him as he kind of navigates his way over to the chair behind the desk, plopping himself down. I felt that when I cast the spell, I felt clawed away. Like there was an instinctive pushback. It wasn't arcane, it was primal. Some kind of barrier or resistance. Like,
Damn it.
go ahead.
Damn it.
I don't know if it was from him or something watching over him, but he's protected. I felt a sharp pang of grief and anger. It's not quite clear, but there's still a connection between you. I saw, and he pauses to catch his breath. Uh, Figure it wasn't clear. Uh, there was a dense forest, cold and ancient, not one that I've seen before or recognized. Mist pooled around twisted roots. I heard a heartbeat. I got the feeling that something is watching. And then the vision snapped shut like a door being slammed in my face. Wherever he is, I'm not sure he wants to be found right now.
Well, damn. Is there like a cardinal direction that you kind of pinged it from? Like a general location? Cause I like he might not want to be found, but I'm gonna find him.
I wasn't able to pick up any kind of directional indications. I can tell you
He owes 18 years of child support.
minimum. Um, I can tell you he's still on this plane, but as far as specifics, I'm not sure. As I've said, I'm not recalling anything as far as where this forest is. The only forest that I'm familiar with are, and not that I've been there personally, um, but the closest ones that I could think of would be either Crypt Guarded or Ardeep. There's also the High Forest, but with some of the magical barriers in place there, it would be harder to scry. So it is possible that he could be there if that was potentially what was causing some of the blockage. Well, of course, then, there's the Neverwinter woods.
Well, thank you. How much do I owe you for that?
Nothing. The amount of time that our friend Chronometon is allowing me with the Codex, and setting up a meeting with Sister, you said it was Gale?
Garail.
Garael, thank you. Is more than anyone could ever pay me. The information and just the experience of being able to study the Veilbound Codex is priceless.
Well, thanks to you and Chronometon.
I wish you luck in finding your father, and he looks to you, Billy, and your port.
Yeah, well,
The agreement that you made with Sin for use of the library,
Yes.
is that extended to other members of our party as well?
As long as the things discussed in this room and the sanctity of the house itself are respected, I would allow that for you and your friends.
Do you have any books on the Xantarum?
We may have some books on different factions and organizations. I don't believe we have anything specific on the, like, specifically on the Zentrum, but we should have some tomes on different groups.
Might have to look at that. The Zentrum have been, or some group, underground group in Neverwinter has been tracking these saviors of Faladin.
Any idea why? Or who?
I wouldn't know. It must have something to do with them saving the townsfolk of Faladin, or at least intervening in whatever was supposed to happen. All I hear is rumors and whispers about the group. Nothing specific, though.
I was thinking the same thing, Dorito.
Yep.
Harbin is no longer Harbin. He's Freud.
He's hardened. Hard on.
Hard and fried.
Hard on.
Ew, hard and fried. I don't like that. I meant Freud, but speaking of hard-ons, oh my god. So the the people that help at Barthen's Provisions, one of them is named Anders, or like Anders. And with my Friday group, I told them, I don't know if you guys have seen Workaholics, but that his name is Anders, not Anders, it's Ardon, or Anders with a hard on. And if you don't give him the respect of a hard on, then he's going to have a problem.
We,
Uh,
by the way, Wilgrim was like already gone whenever we were at Phandalin, right? Like he's not with the group, our current
he's not with the
group
group.
of refugees.
He's not with the group, but as far as you guys know, he was planning on staying there and setting up.
He did.
We didn't find a body though, I don't think, right?
No. But did you guys go to the Miners' Exchange? Because you guys went to the Lion Shield concert. I don't think you guys went to the Miners' Exchange.
I thought we did.
Miners Exchange wasn't blocked off by ice, right?
Let me bring up the map.
The Miners Exchange is gone.
Should be. It was not encapsulated in ice, correct.
Okay. Because I think at one point Wilgrim came up, but yeah, I don't know what we ended up doing.
He had, I think he had sent over some items for you guys? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, that's right. Actually, wait a second. He might have been there then, actually. Because I think there was a situation where we thought he was going to enter the tavern, but then there was like a miscommunication, so he ended up still being at the Miners' Exchange.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just trying to make sure I remember who's actually with us.
Let me double check something. Oh, but you're not attuned to it, that's right.
Was that? Oh, the Sun Staff?
Yeah.
I kept trying to find a chance to sell it,
Well,
but
you
nobody
got
had the money.
a whole town now. A whole city.
Yeah.
Built this city on items sold. So, Melon will tell you that if you are interested, he can take some time tonight to try and pull out some tomes with information on the Zentrum, and would ask you, Sin, then for you, my esteemed gentleman, what would a man of your time and knowledge seek to expand on?
Died of old age right there.
Son, if you're talking, you're muted, love.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're quite
Can you
alright.
repeat that?
Yes, he would ask what a gentleman of basically your age and experience would like to expand your knowledge on.
Currently, I want to refresh my memory about the deities in the world.
Are there any particular deities that you are interested in, or just overall?
Mostly overall, but for two in particular, Miracle and Tamora, I think it was the name for the goddess of luck.
Yes. Okay. Was there anything in particular the rest of you would like to read up on?
Shifters and other forces around this place.
Any specific forces? What specifically is it? That's a bit of a broad statement.
All the forces you listed before?
Oh, forests. I thought you said forces. My apologies.
Oh, no.
But anything for you, my good sir? He looks to you, Billy, as you continue to brood in the corner.
No. Do you have any like picture books?
We
Like book pictures of them?
we definitely have something in our young academics area. Do you prefer bright colors or just pictures in general?
Preferably one with naked people.
God damn it. Well, that definitely will not be in our young in our children's section. But I'll see if I can pull some strings and call in some personal favors for you, sir.
Finding an anatomy book.
You know what? That's what it's gonna be.
Does the House of Knowledge also contain information on spells like spell scrolls or recorded entries in spell books, similar to what we were finding in the codex here?
We do have a section with some spell books and some scrolls. We don't have anything quite to this capacity or level of interest, if you will. But we do have plenty of books with recorded spells and their usages.
If possible, I would like to find some time to copy some of those down into my own spellbook,
Of course.
particularly some that might have some utility in the near future. If you need me to give a list of spells or needs that I'm trying to meet, then I can compile that.
Yes, please. If you could leave that with my secretary in a message form, that would be wonderful.
I'll be sure to do that. If not tomorrow, then the next time that we end up meeting.
Absolutely, that would be
Follow me.
wonderful. Though it's may only be a day here in this world, there is no rush, as time does not hold the same value here as it does on Earth.
What is Earth?
Yes, I have a friend, well, he's not with us, but there was some information left behind by a person named John, who spent a good portion of his life on Earth and left some shared knowledge. I'm sure that tome is around here somewhere.
That's a weird name.
Ugh.
Perhaps that is the picture book you're looking for.
Oh, could be. Is it all pictures? That would make sense.
It absolutely would.
Do they have any maps in there?
Map. For some reason, he had a strong distaste for maps and, surprisingly enough, wizards. He said wizards were dicks or something like that. I don't know.
That is unfortunate. I don't even have skin.
Consider yourself lucky. Sometimes skin is not all it's cracked up to be. It can be dry and flaky or overly doughy.
I heard doughy skin is a good thing.
That's subjective, I'm sure.
It looks like his skin is a doughy.
No, it's not doughy.
I see. Huh.
He has the skin of, like, not an old man, but, like, well past, like, middle-aged. White man who doesn't know what moisturizer and skincare is.
Huh. Sus.
Yeah.
We don't trust him.
Yeah, as you should. You should not. As you shouldn't. Words.
Could not.
Shouldn't, yes. Oh, speaking of words are hard, something I wanted to ask you guys about too before we get ready to wrap the session up. One of the players in my Saturday campaign made a bingo card of like all the stupid shenanigans that like often comes up at our tables. Like there was like me saying words are hard, or sexual innuendos, or a nat 1, nat 20, and like different things that like certain or specific like players or characters will reference that become like ongoing jokes or like on par for that character. And then you put it into like a generator and it like mixes them all up so everybody gets a different bingo card. And when it comes up, obviously like you mark it off. But basically playing bingo while you play D&D. Is that something you guys would want to try out?
That sounds amazing.
It
Does the
was,
That
winner
sounds like
get
fun.
like inspiration?
yeah, inspiration or like an extra potion of healing or something. So I thought it was a lot of fun. So I thought I'd ask if you guys want to like incorporate that at our tables.
Well, it was interesting. They were throwing each other under the bus to
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of reaches, and I was like, but dude, that one doesn't count. No. But it was
I was about to
pretty
say,
fun.
if there's anything that can be done by a player to mark off one of the boxes, somebody's just gonna start just listing them off
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as soon as session starts. Say sexual innuendo.
Hey.
It was a lot of fun though. And it was so
You know I'm
hard.
going to
Sounds like
abuse it.
Oh yeah, and if you guys have suggestions for any or all of the games, send
so
them
hard.
over, and I'll so hard. I'll start compiling that together. But it was so hard because there were things like rolling initiative, or cashing like the deal with the devil, either invoking one or cashing one in. And I was like, there's so much stuff on here that I could do, and it's like I can't abuse that power. But I really wanted to win. I wouldn't have won anything, but I get super competitive, and I was like, I want to win.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know. You fucking fucked me on that gold digging game. I will never forget. All trust was destroyed. Um, okay, so I'll get something like that worked up, and I'll do one for Sunday and Thursday as well. Um,
Right?
so, He makes note of all the different areas that you guys would like to study, and says that he will see what information and tomes and all of that good stuff he can pull out for you guys. And we'll have that ready by lunch tomorrow at the latest, hopefully earlier. But with how vast the library here is, the archives here are, that he wants to give a little bit more wiggle room. Is there anything that you guys would like to say, do, or discuss prior to wrapping up the session?
I got nothing.
Double checking the pile of notes.
Yeah, sorry for the dump. I told you there was going to be a lot. And that's after just an hour with it.
I do not mind. Also, I think John was actually in our deep forest, so that could be interesting. Or like, where the stuff. Interesting. That was the first forest that was listed.
It is quite interesting, isn't it? But, I mean, who would ever have, like, crossovers between their tables?
Never.
Never.
No.
Never.
So that means Azzy's like in her 40s or 50s now. Don't actually know how long.
Either this is in the past or this is in the future. Yeah.
Or both. Or
John
neither.
left behind a memoir.
Yeah.
Or this is a parallel universe.
It might have to be. We'll see how Thursdays go.
What if
Yes.
You mean Elvis didn't die, period.
Yeah, what if?
Yeah, what if?
What could go wrong? Especially after making those deals with the hag? Oh, man. Or getting those gifts. Oh, that reminds me, I got a message from Moon Dancer back. Moon Dancer will be out for at least 2 more weeks. He is getting...
More Moon Dancer.
Yeah, well, he's getting put back onto day shift, so work is leveling out. But his brother has graduation and then a birthday coming up the next 2 weeks, so he'll be out those 2. But we're gonna try and get together, I think this weekend, but I gotta message him back, so we should be able to get together probably Saturday. So I can fill him in on everything. So.
Good times, good times.
Yeah. Okay, then we will go ahead and wrap here, and plan on you guys heading out at the beginning of next session. You guys will be able to get rest and everything, but you guys will be seeing and hearing some stuff on the brother-husband breakup. But seeing and hearing some things, as every action has an equal or greater reaction. For everybody who hung out and watched the stream tonight, thank you so much. This group will be back next Tuesday. And next Tuesday will be on closer to 8 or 8:30 Eastern, rather than our normal time of 7. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye!